Berlin, November 1923. A woman pushes a wheelbarrow to the bakery. It isn't carrying bread. It's carrying money, 200 billion marks. Just enough for a single loaf. 5 years earlier, that same wheelbarrow of cash could have bought her the entire bakery and every building on the street. This is the story of how the world's most advanced economy watched its money die, and how the poison it left behind helped create the darkest chapter in human history. This is the fall of a fortune. To understand how money dies, you have to understand how this one was born sick. In 1918, Germany lost the First World War, and with it, everything it had bet. Here's what most people don't know. Germany didn't pay for the war with taxes. It paid with borrowed money, gambling that victory would send the bill to someone else. Victory never came. Instead came Versailles, and a reparations bill of 132 billion gold marks. Gold marks, not paper. The victors wanted real value, and Germany's gold was gone. A defeated nation now owed more than its entire economy could produce, and there was a printing press in the basement. At first, printing money looked like genius. The government paid workers, pensions, and debts with fresh marks. Factories hummed. Unemployment stayed low while the rest of Europe struggled. But every new note quietly stole value from every note already in circulation. In 1914, 4 marks bought $1. By 1921, 75. By summer 1922, 400. The mark wasn't falling, it was learning to dive. And then, in January 1923, France ran out of patience and marched into Germany's industrial heartland. The Ruhr Valley produced Germany's coal, steel, and profit. When reparations payments slipped, French and Belgian troops seized it. Berlin's response was extraordinary. It told every worker in the Ruhr to simply stop. Passive resistance. Not one lump of coal for the occupiers. Noble and catastrophic, because the government kept paying those 2 million striking workers. With what? You already know. The presses now ran day and night. 30 paper mills. Nearly 2,000 printing machines, producing money that was worth less before the ink dried. Now the numbers stopped making sense, so hold on. January 1923, $1 buys 17,000 marks. July, 350,000. September, 100 million. November, 4 trillion. Workers were paid twice a day and given half-hour breaks to sprint to the shops because prices rose over lunch. A cafe coffee cost 5,000 marks when ordered, 8,000 when finished. Banknotes became cheaper than firewood, so families burned money to stay warm. Children flew kites made of cash. A generation's savings gone. A widow's life insurance paid out just enough for a loaf of bread. But here's the twist every collapse hides. Not everyone lost. If you owed money, inflation was a gift debts. A factory owner took in 1920 could be repaid in 1923 for the real value of a postage stamp. Industrialists borrowed fortunes, bought real assets, and let the currency erase the bill. Speculators with access to dollars lived like kings. The middle class, The teachers, clerks, and pensioners who had done everything right were destroyed. Remember this pattern. In every collapse in this series, you'll see it again. Inflation doesn't burn wealth. It transfers it from savers to debtors, from the patient to the connected. And then it stopped, almost overnight. November 1923, Germany introduced a new currency, the Rentenmark. Its backing was almost laughable, a mortgage on the nation's land and industry. You couldn't redeem it for anything. But the government did two things it had refused to do for 5 years. It stopped printing, and it balanced its budget. 1 trillion old marks became 1 Rentenmark. And because people finally believed the printing was over, it worked. That's the secret this episode leaves you with. Money isn't paper, gold, or numbers. Money is trust, wearing a disguise. The currency recovered. The trust never did. The middle class never forgot who had been wiped out while others grew rich. And when the Great Depression struck just 6 years later, that quiet, patient rage found a voice. Historians still debate how much 1923 enabled 1933. But this much is certain. A democracy that destroys its savers is a democracy running out of friends. The wheelbarrows were empty. The resentment was full. Germany's collapse took 5 years. In 2008, the entire world came within 72 hours of the same fate, and almost nobody knows how close it was. Tomorrow on the Fall of Fortunes. Subscribe. A new fortune falls here every day.